He's coming back, guys. Again, every indication I've gotten is that Travis Kelce is looking forward to coming back, or maybe a 2-year deal where you can, spread some of that money out.
A Chiefs insider just dropped 3 shocking words on live radio, and suddenly the biggest mystery in the NFL was over. Then, only 2 hours later, Travis Kelce sat down with a Hall of Fame legend and revealed a powerful truth, describing a feeling he says he may never experience again. In a single day, everything changed.
Satisfaction that you get and the successful feeling you get of all the hard work that you put in is finally paying off. And that's a feeling that I know I'll never get again.
One moment confirmed the future. The other sounded like a quiet goodbye. And somehow, both happened on the very same day. So let's break down everything that just unfolded. It started with a bombshell on Wednesday. A longtime reporter who has covered the Kansas City Chiefs for years, someone deeply connected inside the organization, went live on Kansas City radio and was asked a direct question. Would the team's massive roster shakeup this week influence Travis Kelce's decision about retirement? His response came instantly, no hesitation. Travis is coming back. The reporter explained that every signal he's received from inside the building points to the same conclusion. Kelce is excited about returning and already looking ahead to the next season. After weeks of speculation, that single statement may have just ended the biggest question surrounding the Chiefs' offseason.
Current roster construction have any impact on what decision he inevitably makes?
He's coming back, guys. Again, every indication I've gotten is that Travis Kelce is looking forward to coming back. When we'll know that for sure, that's really his prerogative.
He even projected a possible 2-year deal, one structured in a way that works perfectly for the Chiefs. The idea? Spread the money out with a large signing bonus, keeping the base salary manageable, while still rewarding the man who's carried the offense for years. And if Travis Kelce decides to retire after just 1 season, and the team has to absorb the 2nd year of the contract, his response was simple. So be it. Because at this point, Kelce has already given the franchise more than they could have ever asked for. Championships, unforgettable moments, and a legacy that will live in Kansas City forever.
Give him, and I've said this before, maybe a 2-year deal where you can, spread some of that money out and give a, pretty nice chunk of signing bonus to get that base salary, to be manageable for 2026. And hey, if you got to eat it in 2027, if he retires, you go ahead and eat it. He's giving you everything you could have asked for already.
This wasn't just a rumor. It wasn't a vague source close to the situation. This was someone who speaks with the people making the decisions every single day, saying it clearly live on the radio. Travis Kelce is coming back to the Kansas City Chiefs. But here's where the day took an emotional turn, the kind that felt like a celebration and a farewell happening at the same time. Just hours after that report dropped, the March 4 episode of The New Heights was released, and the guest wasn't just anyone. Sitting across from Travis was one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history, Calvin Johnson. During the conversation, the legend asked Travis a simple but powerful question. What will you miss the most about football when the day finally comes to retire? Kelce paused, and his answer felt different from anything he had said publicly before. He talked about the moments in the biggest games, that electric feeling of stepping onto the field with 70,000 fans watching, all counting on you to deliver. He spoke about the brothers beside you, the teammates you go to war with every Sunday. And he reflected on the deep satisfaction of hard work paying off in the playoffs, when every sacrifice suddenly feels worth it. It didn't sound like a man ready to walk away tomorrow, but it did sound like someone who knows those moments don't last forever.
Do you think that you'll miss most about, the game?
Man, I think it's just those moments in the big games, man. Those moments of rising to the occasion in the heat of the battle. Be there for, 70,000 that are all counting on you out there outside of just the guys that you go to war with or you guys you go to battle with, man. Satisfaction that you get and the successful feeling you get of all the hard work that you put in is finally paying off. And I think that'll be one of the things I miss the most, man.
And then he said the line that sent the internet into an emotional spiral. Travis Kelce paused for a moment and admitted something that hit fans right in the heart. He said that feeling, the adrenaline of the biggest moments, the roar of the crowd, the pressure of delivering when everything is on the line, is something he knows he'll never truly experience again. That's a feeling I know I'll never get again. Those words landed differently, past tense. Not the way someone talks about the distant future, but the way someone speaks when they know the clock on those moments is already ticking down.
Feeling that I know I'll never get again. And
Right.
I think that's something that, those are the things that you cherish the most. And especially, if you're fortunate enough to be in the.
A man who is reportedly coming back just described football like something he's already lost. That doesn't sound like someone preparing for another decade. It sounds like someone who understands that the final chapter is already being written. Travis Kelce may be returning to the Kansas City Chiefs, but many fans believe this next season could be his farewell tour. He's coming back, not just to play, but to finish the story on his own terms. A tough ending and a sour taste from the last season isn't how a future Hall of Famer wants his career remembered. Kelce wants one more run, one more shot at the biggest stage, one more season with everything on the line. And if the rumors surrounding Taylor Swift are true, fans imagine an unforgettable final chapter. Kelce playing his last season as a married man, with Taylor watching from the stands, a ring on his finger, and the crowd behind him. Then, when the final whistle blows, he walks away. What makes this week even more dramatic is why that radio interview happened in the first place. The Chiefs just pulled off a massive move, trading their all-pro cornerback to the Los Angeles Rams and securing a valuable first-round draft pick. For many around the league, that deal was a clear message. Kansas City is preparing for the future. The roster is getting younger, the team is reshaping itself, and a new era may be on the horizon. But according to insiders, that roster shakeup didn't change Kelce's plans at all, because the decision had already been made.
Some people are like, well, if he hasn't really signed before free agency starts, how does that affect free agency? I'm like, it really doesn't affect free agency. They can allocate that money however they.
Now let's shift over to Taylor's world, because the timing of everything happening this week is honestly unbelievable. Today, the very same day all of this news about Travis Kelce started exploding, another headline dropped from the past of Taylor Swift. Her ex-boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, has just released his 4th studio album, and the reaction has been intense. Critics are already praising the project, while fans have been dissecting every lyric line by line. In fact, leaked snippets from the album went viral 2 days before the release, sending social media into a frenzy. One particular song reportedly dives deep into his feelings of insecurity and inadequacy while acting as a stepfather figure during a past relationship. A track so emotional that fans were already in tears before the full album even dropped. And the moment isn't stopping there. Tonight, he's performing the entire album live in a one-night-only concert, an event that will later be streamed globally on Netflix this Sunday. So while Kelce's future in football is dominating headlines, Taylor's past is suddenly making waves at the exact same time, creating a collision of stories that fans can't stop talking about. And the momentum isn't slowing down. Next Saturday, Joe Alwyn is set to take over Saturday Night Live, pulling double duty as both host and musical guest. It's a massive moment, performing songs from his brand new album live on one of the biggest stages in television, just days after the emotional release that already has fans and critics talking everywhere.
So great to be here hosting Saturday Night Live for the first time.
Not only is he returning to Madison Square Garden for the record-breaking 30 shows, but he's also going to be back on this legendary New York stage.
Right now, the timelines around Taylor Swift feel almost surreal. Everything seems to be happening all at once. One X is launching an entire entertainment takeover, a new album, a Netflix special with Netflix, a hosting spot on Saturday Night Live, a global tour, and even a residency at Madison Square Garden, all packed in the very same month that Taylor is reportedly deep into wedding planning. And the coincidences keep stacking up. One of those performances is scheduled for Manchester, at the exact venue where Taylor was recently talked about after the Brit Awards ceremony just 2 weeks ago. The parallel timelines are almost too perfect, so perfectly mirrored that it honestly feels like the universe is writing its own drama script. And if that wasn't enough, another one of Taylor's former partners is reportedly planning a wedding in July, only weeks after Taylor's rumored June 13th ceremony. The timing alone has fans buzzing. To be clear, Taylor Swift isn't someone who gets overshadowed. Her cultural presence is simply too massive for that. But the optics are still wild. One ex launching a major comeback album and streaming special, another preparing for his own wedding just weeks later, another showing up at the Brit Awards, where Taylor herself was nominated, all unfolding during the same summer window as her own wedding plans. The ex-boyfriend energy this summer is reaching levels fans have never seen before. Meanwhile, inside the Kelce family circle, another moment quietly revealed where Taylor's focus really is right now. Her future sister-in-law, Kylie Kelce, recently hosted a new episode of her podcast and invited one of the most respected female voices in NFL media to talk about something bigger than football, the cultural shift Taylor has created for women in sports. During the conversation, Kylie pointed back to a moment from the family's podcast, New Heights, calling something Taylor once said one of the most baddest lines ever spoken on the show. She was referring to Taylor's now iconic response to critics, a moment when Swift joked that if male sports fans wanted less camera time of her during games, maybe they should simply stop showing her. A line that instantly became legendary among fans. And in the middle of all the chaos, the albums, the weddings, the NFL decisions, and the headlines, moments like that show something important. Taylor may be surrounded by noise from the past, but the people around her are focused on the future she's building now.
50 shows in 7 different global cities. We're going to go over to Europe here. Yes, okay, this is what we thought we were seeing. The beginning of this together apparently is going to be in Amsterdam.
The analyst pointed out how playful, clever, and completely self-aware the moment was. It wasn't just a joke. It was a statement that showed exactly how sharp and confident Taylor Swift can be. Meanwhile, her future sister-in-law, Kylie Kelce, shared how inspiring it's been to watch women across the entire sports world embrace those words. From Olympic athletes and gymnasts to broadcasters and analysts, many have started using Taylor's comment as a rallying cry, a symbol of confidence and empowerment for women in sports everywhere.
If you saw this, but when Taylor's quote from the other podcast, we call that the other podcast, went viral, we played your TikTok using the sound. Queen Emma, can you show us the clip, please?
And I think we all know that if there's one thing that male sports fans want to see in their spaces and on their screens, it's more of me.
Yes. Now, I love this so much. I love this so much because, first of all, badass quote. Second, it applies perfectly.
That's the family Taylor Swift is stepping into. A family that doesn't just support her privately, they celebrate her cultural impact out loud. It's a world where Kylie Kelce proudly praises her influence, where conversations on New Heights become viral cultural moments, and where the entire family seems completely comfortable embracing the spotlight that follows her. This is the same family dynamic where a curious 5-year-old niece might suddenly pop into an interview just to say hello to a sports legend, while the future mother-in-law, Donna Kelce, casually throws a little playful shade toward past girlfriends on camera. In other words, it's loud, loving, unfiltered, and totally ready for Taylor.
I love the quote from Taylor because it was so tongue-in-cheek, obviously, and I think it was very revealing of someone who has a good sense of humor about themselves.
Is Ellie in the background?
This is so funny.
You say hi? You say hi to the greatest receiver ever to play football? Say hi to Randy Moss. Are you guys going to pick up Wyatt right now? All right.
Hi, Randy Moss. So epic.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
Be some of my son's adversaries. That could either be on other teams, or it could be coaches, or it could be past girlfriends.
They thought that I gave it my best shot, but they're like, you were probably more treacherous than we thought you could be. Did Taylor watch? Yeah, she's a watcher. So is her family. Yeah, they love traders. That's great. Yeah.
And now, the biggest detail of all may have quietly fallen into place: the venue. According to a travel reporter, June 13th has officially been blocked off at the rumored location, a breathtaking triple Forbes 5-star resort on the Rhode Island coast. The destination was described as one of the most stunning seaside settings imaginable. Soft white sand, tall dune grass swaying in the breeze, and a perfectly manicured lawn stretching toward the Atlantic Ocean. Even more surprising, reports claim Taylor Swift personally secured the date after it had already been booked by another couple. Sources say the other bride was compensated so the venue could be reserved for Taylor and Travis Kelce. At this point, it's no longer just speculation. There's a blocked calendar, a described venue, and whispers of a confirmed date from guests who have reportedly signed NDAs. Meanwhile, Kelce's football future is becoming clearer. The star tight end of the Kansas City Chiefs is expected to return for one more season, what many believe could be his final ride. In recent conversations, he even described the feeling of playing football like something he's already starting to grieve. The Chiefs are beginning to reshape the roster around him. Taylor's past relationships are making headlines again with albums and weddings, and the Kelce family appears closer and more supportive than ever. The timeline feels almost cinematic. The venue appears locked. The countdown is ticking. And if the reports are true, in just 99 days, Travis Kelce could be standing on a beach in Rhode Island, marrying one of the most famous women in the world, before putting on his helmet for one last NFL season. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.